Yum. No aphids this year. So nice. We have this one's a Brussels sprout actually. Kohlrabies. These are the ones I'm keeping for flower. Seed. Got cilantro in here. Too many sunflowers though. Yeah, I planted more onion. It's not really growing. Yeah, we got a few though. Arugula, it was so warm, the arugula all bolted. Aspen tree on. What else we got here? Cilantro babies. Here's arugula babies. See again, this is already bolted. It was so warm. I need to get too bitter. I don't have aphids in here, man. Something, one of the predators I planted last year must have done really good. Here's a bunch more cilantro popping. And bolted arugula. This kohlrabi doesn't have, see, it was confused even. It's kohlrabi or Brussels sprout. I don't want to cross pollinate those. There's a dead kohlrabi. Last year's fodder. Again, we got bolted arugula. Sunflowers right in there. Gazillion sunflower seeds popping. Wonder if that'll come out of the compost. At least didn't get eaten by the worms. I don't know. Clover popping over here. Brussels sprouts. Leave these until I know it's alive, right? Kohlrabi, come on out of here. Oh, what's over here? Got some peas started, don't we? That's an edible weed. Sunflowers though. Look at this, they're all western thripes. I've already gotten them bad. So many, look at this. Best to get your weeds when they're small. If you don't get these things when they're small, you try and pull them and they just keep sprouting off the basal nodes on the roots. Oh, see, they just go on. There's some suckers trimming the apple tree. Apple tree. Oh, look at beautiful apple blossoms. I love apple blossoms. It seems like I lost all my apricots this year to a freeze. It's how it goes. I'm gonna go two-handed here. Really good soil in the zone. The leaves all pack in here. Knock out a few thousand leaves real quick like that. Oh, first earwigs emerging. Start setting earwig traps. Get them in the greenhouse so far, but they're not even emerging yet. I'm just digging them out. All right. Alright, you know what this one is? This is Gopher's Bane, but it goes wild in my yard too. Little seedlings. And it becomes a weed, intolerable. Same deal, you gotta get them when they're small or they're impossible to control. One thing that's crazy though is it gets so hot in summer here that literally the sun, the solar radiation, the UV, cooks these things, fries them. Here again, there's a gazillion of these little fuckers. Oh, and what do we have here? Betulus. And some lettuce. We got some beets, we got some lettuce, and there's another sunflower. Natural crafting. Alright. There's carrot seedlings right here. Go to seed, collect some of it, let some of it disperse. But again, this is all carrots popping right here. Are they? Yeah, I think it is. If it's anything else, it's cilantro, but and there's lettuces. Alright, I should have amaranths all through here. I don't know if they're gonna pop or not. I saw some starting. This is shard over winter. Came back. So there's some stuff I was already working. This is cabbage. I'm not sure. See, I worked through all this here already. What's this? You know what this one is? It's alfalfa. Look how tender it is. Alfalfa. Let me juice that. Whatever. So here. Not sure what these ones are. Get more alfalfa going or whatnot. Because I was working, I'm so far behind on all of this. Go for Bane here. Hello, chicken. Sunflowers out the yin yang, right? Silkflower. Search and destroy. You might be wondering why I don't use a hoe, or sometimes I do use hoe, but like right now when they're really small, I just really want to get the ones that are popping. I don't want to kill all my natural crafted other seedlings, etc. Right? So maybe I'll grab the hoe and come back in here because I ain't got nothing else growing in the sections. The Bedula, Belledia. And it's getting big enough where I'm going to compost it again. Oh, look here. Little teeny little fucking grasshopper. Oh, where'd it go? Do you see that? There it is. It's one of them leaf hoppers that spreads the beet curly top. Sorry, dude. Thank you for being alive, but I had to kill you. Anyhow, we don't want none of that beet curly top shit going around, do we? So, I've noticed some damage on some other plants that resembles the chewing of grasshoppers. So I'm gonna have to get the spinosyd out and knock those fuckers off quick. All right. Cilantro. You want to turn this valve off because I'm maintaining the Bellegia as a dry farm, just letting the rain get it. And we're gonna see what happens there. Right. My giant compost pile full of primarily wood chips. I just tossed it yesterday and the worms all dispersed around, but you can see them in here. Considering it was all just wood chip, but here's a whole bunch of compost. It's all worm casting, and I will go through and spread that again, and then drop those leaves down. Suppose we can just set you down and do that, can't we? So I'm gonna switch tripods actually. Let's see. That one goes like this. I can go. I was really hoping to use the other cameras today. We'll figure that out eventually. Let's see. There we go. All right. So I'll be in and out of the picture here. Mulching basically, plus fertilizing at the same time with this. It's all worm castings. Will help hold in moisture as well as feed. And again, I'll put leaves down after this. Got a text from an old friend yesterday. She's got pretty fucked up back. It's a big water raft guiding for a while. Some other things that ended up. But I met her at the garden center. And I used to just go in and buy stuff so I could talk to her. And she was telling me how she had to quit with the opiates for the back pain. And she's actually left her own personal private life to move back with her family to be able to heal. And that medical here doesn't have proper PICO. So I'm going to be helping her out. And, I'm also going to teach her some of this other stuff that I've learned for helping my own back. But they were there, and the chickens kind of scratched the seeds right over there. I'll get a real microphone one of these days. So, Belledia, red onions, arugula, we've got brassicas going to seed, primarily kohlrabies, my favorite vegetables. We also got cilantro, we've got the radishes started, I've got, the grassy looking stuff over there, that's Durham Seminella. It's an heirloom that came from either Russia or Ukraine, somewhere there during when it was still Soviet bloc, and was smuggled out, I believe, by a University of Montana or something like that, professor, and then it went to like a farmer who farmed it for 20-something years and then handed some to a pasta maker. He was a craft pasta maker who hooked me up with the seed to preserve it. So that's something, if you ever want that Durham Seminella, I'm doing a preservation of it right now, and I should get several pounds. Talk about return on investment though. You plant one of those seeds, and you get 4 or 13, whatever, the beautiful, long black olives. Beautiful. Yeah. Sounds like you're coming after me, right? Way too many sunflowers in here. The next thing I'm doing here, just because I am dry farming, so I'm going to scrub these leaves. We'll do this. Garlic as well. I just pick these up at the end of the year, let people put their leaves out. This kind of grinds a little bit because they go away. It's so hot and dry here though, the exposed soil, the sun and wind sucks the soil dry faster. And then if you have weeds actually have to remulch. Certain ones I like, particularly for that purpose. Green cover mulches and things. I'll pile up some organic matter here a couple of times. These should be done by August, late August. And I'll plant, as soon as I pull these out, I'll put a bunch of, where I usually grow my corn. I have no idea if you guys can see what I'm doing in there. You can totally see it. Nice. So I already covered the entire garden once or twice with wheat this year. You don't crumple it again, it blows away. You can see I have furrows too, so it should sit into there without too much wind. Expecting a little rain. Pat it down soon. So our rain patterns have been extremely dry. Probably couldn't hear me saying it, but it gets so hot and dry here that the sun and wind will literally dry the soil faster than if you have it full of plants. But you can't really do this until the plants are big enough to hook out above them, right? Just smother your plants. This is all direct seeded. Semi-wild crafted. This seeding was like the second week of March, first week of March. Using the Ledia from the Morocco Atlas seeding. You can see I got a drip line running through here. Let's shut off. I don't even have the rest of the garden turned on yet. I spray hose twice, like the first week when I set the seed. I've watered the rest of the garden a little bit, so it gets a little overspray, but it's not enough to actually penetrate the surface of the soil. So these plants have been dropping taproot. The nice really pure sand we have here. And it has everything but nitrogen throughout. It goes deep here. It's recent flood deposits. The Great Bonneville Sea. The town's called Sandy because everything's sand here. Even after 20 years of adding organic matter, it's just sand. But everything with nitrogen, there's no nitrogen really, but it has all the other main elements going deep. So it can drop a taproot, collect water from the depths, and still bring a little nutrient with it, and have nutrient down there for structural purposes. basically your biomass below ground is going to be the equivalent to the biomass above ground, especially in one of these dry farm situations. Natural like trees would be like that, right? Yeah, there's a great misnomer going around these days that somehow you can put microbes into rocks and sand, and that's going to eat your rocks and sand and mine them for nutrients, and that just isn't how it works. You can there's certain rocks that you can break down, but most they're usually tertiary rocks, sedimentary rocks, non-metamorphized. You got your conglomerates that have been morphed, right? That don't really break apart so easily. So anything that was part of the life cycle previously, and the water cycle previously, it's a lot easier to break down and become soil again. So, you want a good coverage. The more the better. You can get a couple of inches piled up is great. I'm going to move you guys over to my garlic patch, or one of them. And we'll just kind of do the same thing here with the garlic patch, right? Let's see here. What do we got? We got there's an apricot tree. This is 4 different Asian pears on this one, right? But let's see here. We got, no, not the trampoline. I'm looking for garlic. Here we go, garlic. All right, so this is one of my garlic patches. This is a remnant zone. There was a bunch of clay piled up here, and where the trampoline used to be a swimming pool above ground built in. You can see I've already done some weeding in here. I did use the hose in this section, and predominantly a clay in here, but this time of year, actually I'm a little late, but we want to add some nitrogen, and so I'm going to go ahead and grab that worm castings again. All right, so this is some of my better soil in the yard, but unfortunately, it's only goes so deep, and this is spread out a little bit, but so I've mixed it up deep too. I wish I could spread this clay everywhere instead of sand, but yeah, it goes deep, and I've hit rock or fill and sand, right? So that's, use it for what it's worth. There's a few other spots of clay in the yard, but they imported it. So you can see the flocculated structure. This is the perfect moisture content for clay. You can see how beautifully, if you don't work it too wet, it has the right amount of sand in it. This is really a beautiful soil. Holds moisture. It's settling. Oh yeah. We're really getting into talking about soil formation and clays again pretty soon. Overall in all my media. Studying some really neat stuff regarding rock formation, reformation, fractionation of isotopes in water, and how that changes how various other things going on, particularly ice structure, but those things all adds up with temperature and sea levels and these things all combine to produce over millions and billions of years. It's what we call soil today. Now, I don't know if you can see, let's see, just we can talk about this natural crafting stuff I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. Let me adjust right there and then see if we can do this. Well, don't zoom the way I want it to. I want to zoom in on, oh, no. I want to go into that, next to that pink pot right there. Oh, I guess if I, let me loosen that one. There we go. Oh, you see that all? That's all lettuce I got growing right there from just letting the seed fall out. All right. Oh, there's some comments. James Shedowich. Atomics. Sup? 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 All right. I'm gonna grab those leaves. So we're supposed to be getting some rain right now. I don't know if it's coming in or not, but you know, there's these garlics here are a little further behind us. This section doesn't really get sun throughout the year as well as the other patch that we'll look at in a second here. So I've grown as much as 40,000 head of garlic at a time. So I've been working at the restaurant, kind of far behind on. I should have 20 tomato plants already. Yep. Did you know garlic is considered an invasive weed? So let's see, it'll go where you can see. That's garlic right there, going crazy, right? And so I got to dig those up, and I'll pickle those little guys. If I miss them one year, they come back. Mulch. You don't mulch, the soil can't stay alive underneath. It dries out. This allows so much. It suppresses the little weeds that are still growing. Keeps all the moisture in. Allows the microbes to transfer around the funguses and stuff from the worm castings to do their thing. Take that next mulch layer that's down there, and spread it around. You know, start eating it up, doing its thing, and so microbes can mineralize plant matter, right? And minerals get processed into what they get carbonized, become available, chelated, and so when rocks break down, they don't necessarily become available minerals. They might, depending on the solutions or environment they're in, recoagulate into clay, aluminosilicate sheets. All right, they make just if it's pure silica, it doesn't really break down. It just stays as sand. Right, and quartz with feldspar is going to break down a whole lot different than andesite, which will break down similar to the salt. They're very different parent materials to start a soil, and it's literally stone that's made of previously living material. Okay, the shells of ancient sea creatures that any science has shown rocks are eaten by bacteria or microbes. Okay, and that would be like in a laboratory over 8 years of perfect environment. You have pulverized rock dust. Okay, in a perfect laboratory environment. Recycle, reuse, reuse. I got containers from the restaurant. Yeah, but there's absolutely no, in those 8 years, there was no visible sign of any whatsoever microbe activity within the boreholes they obtained the powdered rock dust from. Alright, so I'm just gonna go handheld for a minute and walk around, and we'll shut this one down in a second here. Let's see, here's my, I haven't even been on this yet, but there's my soil pile. I need to do some soil recycling. All right, and I got a bunch of fresh soil too. Let's see, is that, there it is. Close out. Find shit when it closes out, it's always great. Here's this one's gone to wildflowers mostly, but we got strawberries and asparagus here. And again, kind of laid on the freaking, some of my compost. I just killed a shit ton of mice turning it yesterday. Gooseberry. What else is back there? Wants more gooseberries. What do we got here? This one's a beautiful, sweet purple Asian plum. Old tree. This one's another apricot, I think. Yeah, I lost most of my apricots to freeze. There's a couple of beautiful little white peach trees, and I think the same thing. Freeze just killed off all the fruit on the fucking peaches. But there's two of them, and these are from seed. Here's hops. Another hop. So these are the two hops, Saws and Halibut, that are used for Sierra Nevada or California Pale Ale. But you can see here's my other garlic patch. It's a raised bed, and it gets more sun earlier. Oh, what do you know? I just started to hear the very first drops of rain. So you can see I got some weeding to do. All right, and these little fuckers. This is that gopher bane. It splits its seed, and it has like multiple. Here's the seed popping, right? This is all old seed. It's an R&R one. Here's again the wood chip worm castings pile, and I had it covered all winter, but it was starting to get too hot and thermic, so I popped it off. This is the big giant golden pears, and it almost died because of gopher damage in the root zone 2 years ago, and I managed to kill off the freaking gophers. Let's see, I had planted a bunch of cactus in the yard to keep people from chopping the fence and stealing all my fruit. That sucked. Let's see, there's another plum tree. Here's a walnut tree. There's more asparagus that I've missed. Oh, that's gonna throw flowers. This one here's another little plum tree. Here's an apricot, another little plum tree. A couple of garden beds I need to get going. And my garden's way behind schedule this year. What do you do? There's what's this, horseradish? A peach tree. That one's a walnut. There's an Italian plum. This one's black cherries. Again, back to the apple tree. Wow. Anyhow, it's starting to rain, so I got things to do inside. Here's chicken coop. I haven't collected eggs in forever. I wonder. Yeah, there's a little pile. Gotta love the good things of the earth, right? And walk out and feed yourself in your yard. That's what true freedom's all about, isn't it? Anyhow, I wasn't even going to talk. I was just going to garden, but there it is. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be doing more of these, I suppose. Peace out, everyone. Have a great day. Go out in the world and make it a better place in the meat suit you were given. Da 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 da. Bye.